Hey, afternoon everyone. It's Jamie here, coming to you all with this week's edition of Spirituality and Self-Reflection. Today it is a cool topic that I'm excited to talk about, and it's probably one of my favorite that's been coming up more and more with a couple clients of mine this week, and that is the topic of commitment and discipline. In my book, Hidden Gifts, one of the principles that I talk about is this idea of consistent, persistent, daily action, CPDA, consistent, persistent daily action. And this is a principle that I talk about with every client that I ever work with, and it's a principle that allowed me really to transform my life in so many different dimensions. I don't know what comes to your mind when you think about commitment or discipline or showing up and doing whatever it takes. But to me, there are a couple things that really jump out as absolutely fundamental when trying to accomplish a goal or really just trying to grow and make yourself better in whatever area of life you want to improve upon. The first of those is really this idea of discipline. If you think about any of the elite performers in the world, elite athletes, the elite movie stars, the elite businessmen of the world, they're most likely people who show up day after day, no matter what's going on, and perform to the best of their abilities. For me personally, I think about Michael Jordan. You think about a guy who was cut from his basketball team as a sophomore and literally was so devoted and so dedicated to doing whatever it takes to get back on the team that he showed up day after day after day, taking shots and practicing to get better. And look what happened. No coincidence, the guy with that work attitude, with that work regimen, became one of the best players in history. And it's true for anything. There are so many days where I don't know about you, but I wake up and I am exhausted. I mean, I'm tired, I'm beat, I'm emotionally, something came up the night before, and I just don't want to get out of bed and do what I have to do. But that's where discipline kicks in. It's no matter how I feel on the inside, I'm going to show up and I'm going to perform and I'm going to bring myself fully, because as life is on the outside, it all starts from the inside first. So this idea of discipline, I feel like, is so fundamental to really taking control of your life in a lot of levels. The second principle that came to my mind is the idea of commitment and what it means to really commit and stand by your word. There's a fantastic book, one of my favorites. It's called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a book about Toltec tradition, kind of mystic Mexican-American history and lore. And he has these different principles, and one of them is this idea of being impeccable with your word. And to me, what that represents is when I say I'm going to do something, 99% of the time, I do it. And I do it because my word is my bond. It's not about the things that I say on a daily basis. In these videos, it's about, how do I live on a daily basis? It's not how my lips move, so to speak. It's how do my feet move? How do I carry myself as a person? And so often in life when we're in a relationship with someone, again, whether it's intimate, whether it's professional, whether it's a relationship with ourselves, how do you live up to your commitments that you make, your promises? Do you follow through? Do you show up? Do you keep your word? I feel like the universe really provides this law of attraction where whatever you put out, you get back in return. And so, for a long time, I was the kind of person who would show up late to things or break my promises, so to speak. And no coincidence that I had a lot of people in my life who were not showing up to things or not keeping their word. But more and more, when I consistently went the extra effort to keep my commitments or only commit to things when I knew I would accomplish them, so many new doors began to open and so many things started to change. So no matter where you are, like I said, I wanted to leave you with these principles of commitment and discipline today. And there's a few quotes I wanted to share that hopefully will kind of continue to give you some inspiration, some motivations you take on this new fantastic week with whatever it is you want to accomplish. First one is a favorite of mine. It's from the movie Invictus. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I love that. Another great one, a little more simple. Nike. Just do it, baby. Just get out there and just do it. Doesn't get much simpler than that. Another good one, my favorite. While the difficult takes long, the impossible just takes a little longer. Again, just keep showing up day after day, one day at a time. And probably last one I'll leave you with one of my favorites by Robert Kennedy. There are those that look at things the way they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not. You know, it's so true. If the why is strong enough, if your reason to do something is strong enough, the how will follow. No matter what barriers may lay in front of you, no matter what doubts you may have, the fears that you may have, if you can dig down to that part of yourself that just believes and just knows that there's something that you want to make happen, showing up day after day, consistent, persistent daily action, little by little, it'll come to pass. So once again, thank you guys for listening, tuning in. God bless. Come back to you next Sunday. As always, have a fantastic week. Take care.